you be willing to give up in a trade a second or maybe even a first-round pick to make your team better this year?
Sure. Yep.
Why?
Just doing what's best for the team. If there's a player out there that we feel like can help us, then, and it costs that, then we would consider doing that.
Unfortunately, Elliott is running out of disgruntled players to trade for. 3 days after Terry McLaurin and Trey Hendrickson decided to stay put, guess what, everybody? Micah Parsons is packing his bags, but not to New England. Parsons is headed to Green Bay in return for 2 first-round picks, along with Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Green Bay also making Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. He signs a 4-year, $188 million deal with $136 million guaranteed. That costs him out. That comes out to be $47 million annually, just blowing away the next highest-paid pass rusher, T.J. Watt, who makes $41 million a year. All right, for more, let's bring in our insider Patriots. We got Phil Perry. We got also Marc the Beetle Bertrand. You guys, this news literally just broke moments ago. And Phil, hear Elliott Wolf, the interview not too long ago, say, hey, there's a couple of guys out there. There's Micah Parsons. You got Trey Hendrickson. You got, Terry McLaurin out there.
At the time, yeah.
He's there, he's home, McLaurin's with the Commanders, you got Henderson remaining put, and you got Micah Parsons getting paid here today. What do you make of this with the Patriots?
Yeah, listen, with Micah Parsons, to me, if you're a big Micah Parsons fan, I get it. He is one of the best defensive players in football, and I get it from a Packers standpoint as a team that's contending for a Super Bowl. You want to trade away a couple first-round picks to drastically change your roster for the better? Go for it. If you're the New England Patriots, though, this name, even though pie in the sky, would you love to add good players when good players are available? Of course you would. For the Patriots, 2 first-round picks, that doesn't make much sense for me in terms of where the Patriots are on their organizational arc right now.
Vito, before I get to you, I want all you guys to know, we want to hear from you. Should the Patriots have traded 2 first-rounders and go ahead and get this guy, or not doing it? It's too steep, too much. You can scan the QR code. It's there on your screen to vote. Let us know your thoughts. Beetle, where do you stand with this?
My answer is yes. First of all, I'm just stunned that he got moved, number one. I think that this news today was shocking. Phil and I were talking about this a couple of days ago, and I thought, Jerry and the Cowboys are going to once this dies down a little bit, we get closer to the season, Jerry's going to say, okay, we can't get any more in terms of the headlines out of this. We're going to sign the guy, and that's going to be our next headline. So I'm shocked that he moved, but I don't think the Patriots were in a position to land him for a number of reasons. The first one being that I don't think the Cowboys would want to do a deal with the Patriots. I don't know that there's a lot of good blood between those organizations, number one. I don't think Jerry Jones could stomach sending Micah Parsons to the New England Patriots. That would have been part of it. I also think that Micah Parsons probably wanted to play for a contender. And that's what the Green Bay Packers are. Players have a lot of leverage in these situations. They can kind of dictate where the trade's going to happen to because they've got to agree to the deal. And so when it's Green Bay, he's willing to agree to the deal. One, it's huge money, record-breaking money, but it's also with a good team right now. He's got a chance to go there, win, and get his money. And so in New England, the money may have been there, but it doesn't represent the same ability to win in the next few years.
I disagree. I just don't think it even gets to that point for Micah Parsons because I don't think the Patriots would be willing. I really don't.
To pay him?
Do you think they would have been willing to pay him like a quarterback and give up 2 first-round picks as a team that's just coming off back-to-back 4-win seasons?
You know, Phil, I was just having
that
this.
Stops.
Hold on.
That conversation stops before it gets to Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft.
You're right. We should lead with that, and that is the Patriots don't spend enough money. That is right. We should be leading with that. Phil Perry, you're right. The Patriots are cheap.
Well, that's not what I said.
That is what you said. But I just want to say that if we're going to talk about it in the terms of should they have done it, should they have done the things the Packers did, I'm not sure that they could have done it. I'm not sure that the player, even if they did decide this is the guy we're going to pay that kind of money to, I'm not sure he would have returned the phone call. I don't know that.
Even if they did decide to do it, my question is, Phil, when you look at this roster right now and the front 7 and the secondary and the linebackers group, no, there's no incredible name like Micah Parsons, but is it needed? Do you go dish out that excessive amount of money or have to trade 2 or maybe more first-round guys in order to acquire Micah Parsons for kind of a Patriots team? And I know we don't want to say rebuild, but that is a little bit in a rebuild era. And having Micah Parsons, I just don't see him being that exact fit. It is kind of hard to go back and forth because you do think, Phil, he's Micah Parsons. Obviously, you want the dude in-house, but I just don't see him, like, being so needed on the defensive side of the ball for this team.
No, in terms of needs, glaring needs that would help elevate your team to a place where it's not already because you have nothing there. No, they don't have nothing. They have Harold Landry, who had a good summer. Kayla Chason is maybe the most surprising player in camp, but he's so much better than those guys that it's really, it would be a nice problem to have. So, no, it's not a need the way receiver, in my opinion, is a need. It's not the need the way an interior offensive lineman right now, I think, is a need, Beetle. But the guy's that good. He's so good, I think needs kind of go out the window.
Yeah, if Micah Parsons doesn't fit your defense, it's time to get a new defense.
Right.
Right? I mean,
there's not a team in the league that looks at Micah Parsons and says, we don't need that guy.
Yeah, if you can't find a way to make that work, it's you. You're the problem, not your, that's what needs to change there. I think the Packers got a good deal, by the way. I feel like they look.
I was going to ask you guys, who won the trade in this?
They won the deal. They gave up 2 firsts that I think are going to be late round firsts. They're a good team already. They just got a lot better with him being a part of it. Those are going to be picks in the 20s, and they're getting a guy going into his prime years. They're paying a guy going into his prime years. I think they won the deal.
Part of the reason you make a move like this, too, is they have, I wouldn't say fully whiffed. These guys are playing for them, but they've spent first-round picks in recent years on defensive players that have not necessarily been game changers. So you want to match it up and say you're willing to give away 2 guys like that, if that's what your picks end up turning into. For a game-changing player like Micah Parsons, you'd do it.
When you look at the Patriots, you look at Elliott Wolf, and you look at the front office, right? Like, what do they need to do that maybe they're not doing right now or in the past few years in order to acquire names, Beetle, like Micah Parsons, like Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin? And Terry McLaurin, like, isn't the end-all, be-all receiver. He's great. He's had, you saw his numbers, 1,000+ receiving yards in 6 straight years. But how do they go get some really strong, like, hey, difference makers guy, whether it's going to be on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball?
You have to draft them. That's the problem.
Okay.
Like a lot of those names you just mentioned, the teams they're on are the teams that drafted them. And the fact that they've whiffed on as many draft picks as they have, first and second rounders, that's why they're not dealing in the same sorts of circles when it comes to star power that some of these other teams are.
I mean, they hit on Christian Gonzalez, and we talk about Christian Gonzalez a lot, right? What if they just had one more player from over the years that was of his caliber? Just one more. Somewhere on the roster. Take your pick, whether it's an offensive lineman or it's another corner or it's a receiver. Somewhere on the roster, if they just hit on another guy like that, they could be a much better team with just hitting on one more pick.
I'm looking at, I don't know where our poll is at right now. I think it says like 70% too steep. Let's see. Oh, no, too steep. Yeah. So even you have the fans right now saying, all right, 69 to 70% saying it's too steep to go pay. And look, you're looking at the Patriots that have the most cap space right now. We can say that day in and day out. So it may have been the right move to just, hey, we're not going to touch this. We're not going to touch this.
No, I just
not for
don't think it's even a
4 year
conversation for them. No, not right now.
All right, well, Green Bay did. Meantime, you can check out the Patriots Talk podcast for the latest on the team as they get you ready for the season opener. You can scan the QR code. It's there on your screen. You can also find it on your favorite podcasting app, and it's on YouTube.